All right, new camera. Where did we put it? Be good here. Up here. Ah, there's no power here. Huh. Having a camera on some of the cars here could be really helpful, but there's no power. Could be really cool to have a camera for wildlife here, but where? And there's no power. Oh, that would have been awesome. Even on the tennis court would be helpful with a camera. You can watch out for people using it, but also analyze our special movement. But there's no power again. I have a lot of cameras on the farm, and they're all, except for one, PoE powered, hardwired with a cable into the back of them. And that's great. They work really well. But there's so many places, as you saw, that I don't have power on the farm. And yeah, I do have one camera that isn't, which is a trail cam, but that's completely different. That's for capturing snippets of animals far away. I want something that's more permanent, more here. And normally, among us nerds, if you say solar-powered Wi-Fi camera, I can't help but think of really cheap brands of rubbish cameras. It's just where my head goes, right? There's so many of them, and none of them are very good, at least not in my experience. So the problem has been with these Wi-Fi powered battery cameras is that either the battery would run out, didn't last very long, the solar panel would be underpowered, couldn't actually charge it properly, you would get low quality, really low quality images because it'd have to preserve power and it was cheap, whatever. You might get recording only of events, right? So not continuous recording, but just, oh, there's a motion, record for 30 seconds and then switch off. And then you'd miss half of the event, or you'd miss bits, or it wouldn't pick it up, right? Or you get rubbish nighttime footage with this sort of grainy black and white. There's many reasons not to use them, but hopefully in this video we're gonna fix that, because this is the brand spanking new Reolink Atlas PT Ultra camera, which is a solar powered battery Wi-Fi camera, but it has made lots of promises. PT is pan tilt, so we can even move it. It's supposed to be recording for about a week, 12 hours a day. It has very good, allegedly again, we're gonna test that, nighttime footage, color footage rather, and it should be easy to install, and has a solar panel, and it has a massive battery. So that's kind of exciting. And based on what my experience with Reolink, it's gonna be a good camera. And I trust they'll do what they say, but let's find out for ourselves, shall we? So first thing is probably to get this thing out the box, because I don't even know what's in here. You see, it's still in the plastic wrap. So let's do that. So let's see what's in the box of this brand new camera. All right, let's get this plastic off. So here's probably some manuals and stuff, I suspect. Protected by, we've got some stickers, some operational instructions. Here is some foam. Oh wow, okay. Yep, and here's the camera. So this comes with, obviously, the camera itself, which is here. So that's the Reolink Atlas PT Ultra. It's a 4K camera, it's heavy. And I know why it's heavy, because all of that is battery. Yeah, that is a battery, 20,000 milliamp hour battery. That's big. All right, what else we got? There's a box here. That's probably some sort of cabling. Oh, there's a strap for mounting it, because again, this is meant for outside where there's no power. We've got some screws, we've got the actual mount, and we've got a cable here. So that's the mount to mount it on something, all right? And another bit of styrofoam here. And that is the rather large solar panel. For a camera, that's quite large. It's about twice the size of the other Reolink trail cam that I have. So yeah, that's big. And then we have another box, and this is the mount for the solar panel. That's all there is in there. That's the mount. Another box of goodies. that looks like peel off the sticker and stick onto the bracket. So that's some sort of, that's squishy. So that's probably for keeping out moisture. There's another metal bracket, there's another strap and some screws. That's probably for the solar panel then. All right, not a lot of parts really. That should be pretty simple to put up. So let's do that. Rightio, let's install the Atlas PT Ultra on the pole right here behind me on the tennis court, because I think this is probably the best place I can find. Sort of, it's close enough to the house, so there's good Wi-Fi. Actually, there's good Wi-Fi at most places on the farm. But I really want to have some sort of monitoring of the court, because we have guests and they use it, and we maybe want to actually look at how we play ourselves. Anyway, I'm going to put it up here. There's plenty of sunlight, not right today because it's a bit overcast, but in general on there. So we're going to put the camera on the pole, we're going to put the solar panel on the pole, and I'm going to be using these straps and not the actual wall mounts. So there's multiple ways you can mount them, and the strap just goes around this bit here, and then we'll fire it all up and see what we get.
Welcome to Reolink. Please install Reolink app and scan the QR code on the camera. Willkommen bei Reolink. Bitte Reolink App installieren und den
This will keep going, and it won't stop until you do it. 4 or 5 different languages, it just keeps. There's a speaker on it, in case you hadn't noticed. It's loud. So it's going to keep doing this, so we better adopt it in a second. I'm just fixing the cable.
Bienvenido a Reolink. Por favor, instale la aplicación Reolink y escanee el código QR en la cámara.
Welcome to
And then give us
Reolink.
again.
Please install Reolink app and scan the QR code on the camera.
Yes, yes, I will. This might be a good time for you to maybe consider subscribing to the channel, because that really helps me out a lot. Or maybe check out the merch. You can get your own, in my defense it was DNS, swag, t-shirt, hoodie, cup, whatever you feel like. And if you're interested in maybe knowing more and maybe getting one of the Atlas PT Ultras, check out the link in the description. It'll help out the channel and it'll help out you. Maybe there's a bit of discount. And you can also have a camera that supports wildlife on top here. Yes. All right, back to the video. It's installed. Really simple, like properly simple. That was not much effort. In general, that was one of the easiest setup I've had of any camera, I think. So yeah, kudos to you, Reolink, because that was, yeah, those straps just work. I don't think it's going to fall down. So you can buy this without the solar panel, I should say. So if you want to charge it some other way, if you want to charge it manually, or you can plug it in, if you have power somewhere near it, you can do that too. So you don't have to have the solar panel, but it's handy here, obviously. So I have adopted it, I installed it, I put it on the Wi-Fi. That took a minute, super simple. So we're just going to go straight to the Vision, which I have here on the phone in the Reolink app. So I now have tennis court here, and then below I have BronyCam, which is my trail cam, which is next to my neighbor, who is interesting. So I put it there. But obviously I'm at the tennis court here, so let's go in and have a look what we get, because I don't know. We'll press on tennis court. I'm going to load the stream. So this is now over Wi-Fi. You can just grasp the camera there. So what if I put my hand up? Oh, there's my hand. Hello, hello. Right. So we get a bit of a hint here. Swipe left to enter immersive live view mode. Well, let's just do that. Straight off. Immersive live view mode. Why is it immersive? No, we just get BronyCam and the other one. So BronyCam is a Reolink trail cam. Anyway, I made a video on it. It's linked there. If you've used Reolink before, this is a very common interface. We have up the top, we have an alarm button. I can press that. You can see we can trigger an audio alarm. There is a speaker in it, so let's see how loud it is. That's not bad. Yeah, not super loud, but not bad. Okay, then we have a torch, so we can turn on the floodlights, as you can see there. So I turn them on, I can turn them off again. So you can do that manually, that's quite handy. Car going by. The next one is, what's that again? Oh, that's just a view if I had multiple cameras here, which I got 2, we can do that there as well. We'll just go for 1. And then there's some settings. I'll get to those in just a setting. Just a setting? In just a second. Then down here we can, we have some icons under the screen. I have this pause icon, which means I can stop the live feed. Okay, sure. It's Wi-Fi. It's going to use power obviously when it's running, but okay, that's not too bad. Loading the stream again. We can put audio on, off rather, so we can turn audio off. We can take a picture. We can record a live video. Those next 2. We have the I think that's the definition of the camera or the quality, clear, fluent. Not sure what that is, if I'm honest. Anyway, and then we can do full screen. Now that's immersive more than the other one, but then you get the same icons, right? So let's just go back here. And then underneath we have the 3 sort of main features. We can talk through it. So ready? I'll talk here. Tap to talk. Hello, YouTube. How are you doing, YouTube? Right, so that works. Oh, that came through. That's quite handy. You can talk to people. I could see myself using that, especially on the tennis court. You know, oh, make sure you bag the court or whatever. Clean up those leaves. My God, there's a lot of leaves here. That's a different story. PTZ. It's a PT camera. There's no actual Z in it. There's no zoom. So we have pan and tilt. Let's try that. You like that? There's a kookaburra. It's sitting right on the fence. Sitting there. Hello! If you don't know what a kookaburra is, it's a laughing bird. It's a kind of kingfisher. They're cool. They're all over Australia. I like them. Hi! He's just sitting there watching me. So now we can move the camera. Oh, let's move it over and find him. Hang on, sorry. I should have thought of that. Here's the fence. Oops, a bit too far. Can you see him? He's just between the 2 trees there. I can't really zoom in, can I? Oh, there we go. Let's try and zoom in. See, there he is. That's digital zoom, obviously. There's the kookaburra. He's sitting there. That's what you heard laughing. Anyway, nice aside. That's when you do live recording, non-scripted kind of thing. But yeah, we can move the camera. Obviously, we can pan it. So it's got 355 degrees pan. So I can move it all the way around here. That's the garden behind here, and there's the pole. And we can go all the way around again, 355. So it doesn't get the last 5 degrees, but I think we'll manage. Yeah. Here we go. Look at that. Bye, kookaburra. And that's the other way, around here. So there's the cable that goes from the solar panel that charges the camera. All right. So I'm just going to move back out here again. And of course we can go up and down. So here's me. Standing there. Hello. And you can go up as well. So those are the controls. Speed. What does speed mean? I don't know what that is. 64 speed. As more is better, right? Does that mean how fast I move it? Oh, it does. Ooh. Ooh, that's quick. Look at that. Okay, nice little added feature. Don't really need it, but sure, we'll keep it at 64. Fast. I guess if you want to be really precise, you can slow down. We have a monitor point. This is the neat thing about these cameras when they are this quality like Reolink is, and not the cheapy ones which I alluded to earlier in the video. The device will auto-return to the initial monitoring position after deviating. The detection zone will be effective only after the monitor point is set. Right, so we can set the current position as monitor point, but I probably want to just change that ever so slightly. Maybe move it down a bit like that. And then we'll set current position as monitor point. And you can auto return to monitor point, and that means it'll actually, I think this is the patrol mode where it'll go back and forwards, back and forwards. Oh, sun's coming out, nice. Interval, so every 60 seconds, I think it goes back and forwards to this monitor point. Let's see, I think that's how it works, not sure. Then we have a preset point, no data. We can add a preset point here. So this is, it's a common thing for PTZ cameras, PT cameras to have, is that you can have like quick, so if you have, oh, I want to look at the garage quickly or the driveway or whatever, you can set those points as presets and you can quickly get to them without having to manually control them. I won't set any right now. And then there's some more, what's this? Oh, calibration. We don't need to do that, but you can if it's gone out of whack. Yeah, and then we have playback, which is obviously, this is the new pre-recording mode. Start recording before motion event is detected. Yeah, okay. So that was one of the things with this camera, is that it can record continuously, even though it's on battery. And a lot of them, maybe they can, but not for long, or they can't at all, and they only record events. Like my trail cam only records events. So I don't have any playback right now. I might have to set something up, but we'll get to that. So let's go back to the settings. I did say we were going to get back to that. So let's see what we got. So the battery, I did charge it a bit beforehand, so now it's at 68%. It's actually charging now, even though there is no sunlight, really. It was a little bit before, it's charging. Wi-Fi name, display is how we want to see this. There's a whole bunch of settings here, camera name, etc., date, watermark. I actually don't want a watermark, I'll take that off. That you can set up however you like it. We have the sounds, so we can record audio or not. Yeah, we're recording audio, we can do a sound test. We just heard the sound before. Light, again, this is the spotlight. So we have auto mode. This means that when at night it'll come on. If it sees movement, it'll come automatically, but we could also change it to off. Oh, not manual. Well, the manual is on the front. It's the torch spotlight icon. Adjust spotlight brightness according to ambient lighting. There is no ambient lighting here, so that's probably good where it is. I wonder if that auto calibrate because it's in auto mode. But yeah, we'll see that when we test the night vision, how that works. And then we have the PIR motion sensors. These are the alarms we might have. There's a bunch of push notification. You get email alerts, FTP. There's a siren you can turn on. And then there is the time lapse, which is kind of neat. You can do time lapses of how things. So if you were playing tennis here for an hour, we can do a time lapse of that, or something like that. They work quite well. And file encryption at what's advanced. Or change device passwords, etc. All right, very good. So pre-recording mode should be on. Let's do that. Yep. And we'll see what we get. That's the app. I've now had the camera running for about a week, and I want to start with talking about the battery on it. So it does have a massive battery, 20,000 milliamp hours, and the solar panel does charge it very well. So if I'm running at just events, so no continuous recording, it's fine. No problem at all. It'll charge it and it goes up every day. Even if there's a couple of overcast days, it's no problem. Now, as soon as I put the continuous recording on there, obviously that takes more power. And Reolink has said it'll charge 12 hours a day for a week on the battery. And that's probably about right, I'd say. Now, it depends a little bit on what time of day you record, because when you record at night, it turns the light on. But we'll get to night vision a bit later. So if I recorded, I had it running at 12 hours a day, the solar panel is not powerful enough to keep charging it in a normal day. Like if I had sun every day, maybe. But if there's a bit overcast, it sort of struggles a bit. So I put it back down to about 8 hours, and it was just on the cusp. So it was sitting at about somewhere between 26 and 40% battery, I think, when I was recording with it. And the solar was topping it up every day. So it was sort of in that range. No, that's because it started about 35 or something, right? Because I was running 12-hour test before that. Now, if you set it at, say, a couple hours a day or 3 hours a day, I think it'll be just fine. And the solar panel will charge it. If you want it to be continuously recording, you are gonna need a permanent power supply, I would say. The solar panel is great, it's big, and it gives a lot of power, but the camera also uses a fair bit of power because it's Wi-Fi and it runs at night, and it's a PTZ and has a big battery. So that's my experience. Now, this is all obviously anecdotal. I haven't done any scientific tests, but that's what we're here for, right? Like, how does this work day to day? How does this work in my life? And I'm really happy with it. Like, I can make it work with the battery life that I get, but I'm not sure about the 12 hours a day. That will require a more permanent top up once a week, I would say. So that's the battery life for you. Yeah, pretty good. Certainly a lot better than any other Wi-Fi solar camera I've tried, but you've got to fiddle with it and get it right for your location. All right, so yeah, battery's important, but the quality of the image is just as important in my opinion. Now, I say quality specifically, I don't say 4K or 2K, because as I've mentioned in other videos, the number of pixels does not equate to the quality. Right, those are two different things. Now this is a 4K camera, that one rather, and it does record in 4K. Now in general, and this is the button I didn't know at the start what was, it said fluent or clear. Clear is 4K, fluent is much lower resolution, about 896 by 512. And I've been using fluent mostly, to be honest, just to save on storage, because 4K files are large, but they're also very clear. So if you have a large SD card, like a 512, which is the max you can put in it, and by the way, Reolink, include just some SD card with the camera so you're good to go when you open it, because I had to go and find one, and they're not expensive. Anyway, bit of an aside. The camera, the quality of that 4K image is very good. Now it does feel like it's been a little bit sort of scaled down in quality, or compression has been put up, because the files aren't huge for a 4K file, and that's probably to save on storage space and when you transfer via Wi-Fi and bandwidth, etc, etc. So, but it's decent, it's pretty good. It's pretty good for a Wi-Fi powered solar camera. The 4K quality is pretty good. Now that leads me to the nighttime quality. And of course you can do the same 4K or that much lower resolution. I don't even know what that's called. It's called a fluent in Reolink language. The nighttime is in color, so it doesn't have an infrared. I keep doing that, but it's up there, I know. It doesn't have an infrared light. So you are relying on the floodlight for illuminating at night. And of course that uses a bit more power, and you can't see as far, maybe, depending on what eye you use normally. But that little floodlight doesn't give out much light, and yet the camera picks up quite a long distance, to be honest. This is a large space at the tennis court, but I get almost at the end of the net, as you can see in the footage as well. And I tried recording with my own phone, the same amount of light, right? So not the Reolink, and you can't see anything on the footage. It's just completely dark. So it is optimized for nighttime vision, but you do need light to do it. And that's why there's the calibration at the start, like how much ambient light do you have? And I'm guessing it makes it more or less bright or something. So you can fiddle with that if you want. But the quality is pretty good. I usually run in fluent, but you can do in the clear 4K version as well, which uses a lot more storage, but you get 4K images out of it. So is the Reolink Atlas PT Ultra the perfect 4K solar powered, battery powered outdoor Wi-Fi camera? It's close. I'm really happy with it. And the good stuff is the 4K quality is really good. The controls are very easy because Reolink's pretty mature. It's got a massive battery, so it'll last a long time. The solar panel is pretty big for a camera like this, and it's easy to operate. There's a lot of settings in the app. I gotta say, there's a lot of settings, and they keep updating them. But you figure it out. And it does require a little bit of fiddling with to get it just right for your location. The other side of it is, I would love for this to actually work on the solar power, not just when there's full sunlight, at about 12 hours a day. It doesn't quite do that. It just doesn't. Now, it will last 12 hours a day for a week on a full battery, but the solar won't keep it full for that amount of time recording. And I don't know if it's a bigger battery that's needed, or bigger solar panel, or more efficient camera, I'm not sure, but I would have loved that to be the case, that if you get the solar panel with it, because you don't have to, and then you plug that in, then you are good for that amount of time on the battery, but it's not quite the case. So that's the only downside I can find. I really like it. I love that it's here. I've, filmed wildlife and all sorts of things. If you would like to look at more details and maybe getting one, check out the link in the description. You might even get a bit of discount depending on when you watch the video, and you support the channel, which is always nice because then I know that you appreciate all the time I spent on the videos. And if you really like the channel and the content, please consider subscribing, clicking thumbs up, leaving me a comment. I reply to all the comments within reason. And other than that, I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.